Hi! People were always fascinated by the variety of some truly incredible looking dwellers of the deep. Electric eels are certainly one of those creatures that stagger our imagination. After all, there aren't that many creatures in the wild that can generate electrical charges. People know that different types of fish can produce electricity. Even in ancient Egypt, they would use electric rays to cure falling sickness. Eels in particular inspired people like Alessandro Volta and Michael Faraday. Modern day biologists know very well that 7-foot eel can produce about 600 volt. They also know what genes are responsible for this unusual feature. That electrical capacity allows these creatures to hunt and navigate and protect themselves from other predators. The only thing we don't know is what strategy they apply when they hunt. There are many dangers in the muddy waters of Amazon. Electric eels is just one of them. They can be found in the northeastern part of South America. These eels really are a piece of work. An average length of electric eel is 3 to 5 foot, although they can sometimes reach over 10 foot. A fish like that weighs about 90 pounds. It's got pretty long and sort of flattened kind of body. And you can't really say that it looks like a fish because it just doesn't. The thing about electric eels is that they dwell in places where there isn't much water and there's barely any oxygen in that kind of places, which is why these eels have a kind of vascular tissue in their oral cavity, so they receive oxygen right off the air, although that means they should go up every 15 minutes or so. But the good thing is that they can do without water for several hours. This video shows us one very unlucky doggy. The dog is curious and it wonders what's that lying on the ground. Thinking it might be dinner, it tries to bite it, but it just turned out to be a very heavily charged electric eel. And it looks like the dog received quite a bit of damage and decides to go as far away as possible. Their olive brown color gives them ability to hide and remain unnoticed. Only the lower part of their head is bright orange, but victims hardly ever notice it. When electric eels create electric discharges, those can sometimes reach about 650 volt. Usually that's enough to kill a whole bunch of small fish. Pretty convenient and easy way to hunt, isn't it? All they have to do then is collect the dead fish they killed. Electric eels make such heavy E-blows that they can comb through the crocodile's thick skin, and we can clearly see it in this video here. This reptile thought there's some easy pickings lying in front of it, but then it realized that it was not the case at all. Here's another similar video. Although in this case, the reptile didn't seem to want to attack the eels. They just sort of met by chance. Sometimes people also become very unfortunate when they encounter electric eels. This man will probably never want to enter muddy water ever again. And in this case, the man only received a minor blow.
Ainda bem que tá filmado. Deu choque mesmo.
Who would have thought that even a small eel could bring so much trouble and paralyze a human like that? Electric eels have special kinds of organs that consist of many electric plates. Those are sort of deformed muscle cells. What's pretty interesting is that their organs occupy 2/3 of their body weight. Apart from the organ responsible for producing electricity, there is one that helps them scout the surroundings. This sort of locator produces low frequency waves that inform their owner about any kind of obstacles ahead. Eels eat fish, amphibians, birds, and even small mammals. Their bodies are covered with special organs that are made of special kind of cells. Those cells are connected to one another by aids of nerve channels. There's a plus in the front and minus at the back. When electricity travels from organ to organ, it gathers power in order to make as powerful blow as possible. The eel knows that it's well protected and it doesn't want to fall prey even to some of much larger predators. Overall, eels can be quite cunning. They sometimes send out impulses making its victims show themselves. Then they come closer and this time create a deadly discharge, knocking them down. In other words, it receives control over its victims' muscles. It sort of orders them around, telling them where to go and when to stop. Eels are quite aggressive. It doesn't just attack its victim right away. About 3 meters distance can be considered safe, by the way. That should be enough to avoid the dangerous current. Their charge is so powerful that it can seriously damage human muscle tissue. This experiment proves this quite well. There are sensors inside this fake hand, and it gets activated upon contact. When eels feel safe, they usually attack first. And the fact that they are charged up to such extent makes others avoid attacking them. This is why eels are considered to be one of the most dangerous fish on the planet. They're dangerous for almost every marine dweller. Even grown-up anacondas and caimans prefer to stay away from them. They all get shocked when they see eels. There aren't many cases of people actually dying after encountering eels. But either way, these blows can lead to respiratory or even heart failure. And that's especially dangerous in water, because that can make you drown. Talking about eels in scientific terms, we can't say for sure anything about this type of fish. There is not much known about its life cycle. There's one thing certain, however. It's that at some point in their life cycle, they go to places where it's almost impossible to reach them. And then they come back into open water with their offspring. By this time, their kids are already capable of synthesizing electric discharges. Some sources suggest that in order to create nests, eels use their own saliva. After that, females lay eggs, and each egg produces about 17,000 little eels. The newborn sometimes eat some of the freshly laid eggs. If you feel like getting yourself one, you should get a big aquarium. A very big one actually, about 10 foot long. And it should be deep enough too. Considering their habits, it should probably be something like 5 to 7 feet deep. And that's all for now, guys. If you like this video, make sure you press the like button, leave your comments, and don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.